in, come on in, come on in. Come on in, come on in, come on in. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Tell a friend, all black everything. We live again. Tavistock Institute, Chapter 5, Television. Tell lies to your visions. Is it real or fake? Mm. You start to do your own analyzing. We coming right back where we left off. Think it's right. Big dreams, big streams, all black everything. You know how we do. The bombers. Peace to my queen, my fam. Yeah. Like it, share it, subscribe it, thumbs up, like it, hit type. You know how we do it. We going right through. Peace to the kings that do not own the rights to this music. The King's Roots. You know how we go. Music to soothe you. And we continue. It says television. It says, quote, television, with its overwhelming presence in your life, both creates popular opinion and simultaneously validates it, end quote. How is it done exactly? That's because your identity, thanks to television, is shaped by what others think about them. A quote a constant and unending desire to act as you perceive others would want you to act, end quote, instead of doing you want to do with your from your own thoughts. Analyze it. Is it real or is it fake? Shit. And it continues. For example, quote, America is saying no to drugs, end quote. Sure. According to the latest polls by Gallup, says a smiling face of a young journalist on CNN. Is that right? Are we supposed to believe this nonsense just because a poll says so? Do you really do that? Analyze it, now. You probably do that stuff like with these votes and all this bullshit. Just because some poll says so, you won't believe it. Shit. You better recognize. Or because CNN says so, as Becker says, quote, the world is in a box and it's there every night, the television box. Well, it's really not, excuse me, well, it's really there a lot more than that, 6 to 8 hours per day, end quote. In a sense, the news media generally tells only one story, the saga of government as savior. Mm, they come and save you. They don't give a about you. You better understand that. On nearly every conceivable issue, domestic or foreign, news stories are designed to encourage readers and viewers to look to government intervention as a solution. In other words, the establishment media are guilty of conscious and willing accomplices in the power elite's drive for global control. Because in order to control the world, the power elite must conquer the public mind. And as Walter Lippmann reminds us, quote, news and the truth are not the same thing. I'll say it again. News and the truth are not the same thing. Not. End quote. Oh, man. It's crazy. WikiLeaks and the role of the corporate media. Let's have a look at one very recent example of media manipulation. WikiLeaks. WikiLeaks was started up in December of 2006. Wouldn't you say it was rather strange how an alleged upstart leak site was given star-studded attention from corporate media such as the Washington Post and Time magazine? Mm-mm-mm. No coincidences in this world. Not at all. What's more, Times Magazine immediately did a lot more than give credibility to WikiLeaks by giving the audience tips on how best to decipher the site in such a way that seemed eerily familiar to George W. Bush's rhetoric immediately after 9/11. Hmm. This is what Time magazine had to say about it in January 2007. Quote, by March, more than 1 million leaked documents from governments and corporations in Asia, the Middle East, excuse me, Sub-Saharan Africa, and the former Soviet bloc will be available online in a bold new collective experiment in whistleblowing. That is, of course, as long as you don't accept any of the conspiracy theories brewing that WikiLeaks.org could be a front for the CIA or some other intelligence agency. End quote. What makes this whole thing so incomprehensible is that the Time article was written before WikiLeaks' first big leak in March of 2007. Why would Time even mention them if WikiLeaks were 2 months away from their coming out party? You can go back and do that research. You can. Why would they expose themselves in such a risky way unless, of course, they know something we don't? Are we to believe that Time magazine and establishment media would independently praise an alleged anti-establishment leak site, which in the near future will expose all kinds of conspiracy theories, while at the same time telling the audience, its audience, that these conspiracy theories calculating on the web are all crazy? Just so long as you believe the correct conspiracy theories, you'll be all right, I guess. Oh, they crazy, man. Oh, they crazy. So we're gonna leave it right there, man. That was once again a lot of information in such a short spurt. Maybe we'll give it a little bit more. Let's go. Now read the following from Time Magazine. Quote, instead of a couple of academic specialists, WikiLeaks will provide a forum for the entire global community to examine any document relentlessly for credibility, plausibility, veracity, and falsibility. Is organizers write on the site's fact page. Quote, they will be able to interpret documents and explain their relevance to the public. If a document is leaked from the Chinese government, the entire Chinese dissident community can freely scrutinize it and discuss it. Does this sound like a public relations propaganda piece written by the boys at Madison Avenue? End quote. Yeah, we're gonna leave it right there though. No bullshit, man. You got bullshit going on, man. It's upsetting at times, but I'm just, you know, getting through it. Trying to shake you up, wake you up. Capstock Institute, Chapter 5. Tell lies to your vision, television. We're getting back in it right where we left off. All black everything. Think it's black. Big dreams, many streams. Appreciate y'all for checking us out. Like it, share it, and subscribe it, and put your thumbs up. Like you hitchhiking, you know how we do it. Come back.